What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Bobby Fi and Eric Tabor. We're going to be talking through the big Friday night slate. We've obviously got football coming up this weekend. There's NASCAR going on. There's all kinds of things happening. And here we are talking baseball. I'm actually pretty excited about this slate. I think there's a lot of ways to get different, and I think Sheets hit on one that I'm gonna get into that I'm very, very high on now. Sheets, I guess to start off, like anything you want to mention or anything that you think has changed drastically since earlier? Because most lineups came out similar enough to what I thought they were going to.
Yeah, there's something in the Dodgers that is not what I thought. I think Edmund is out or something. Or
are the Dodgers lineup out?
Oh no, I don't know. Maybe not
yet.
Oh, okay. At
least I don't have it anywhere. Let me just double check if I'm not. Yeah, I don't see it yet.
No, you could be right. I mean, okay.
But I hope he's in. It would be a strange matchup to sit him, considering he's completely owned this guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's a cool slate. It's like there's the 111 and the $11, which I'm playing some in there, and I know Sheets is as well. And I pretty much came to the conclusion that I thought I was going to earlier on, that I feel like there's a bunch of good pitching options, but I think Garrett Cole's my favorite option. Do you stand with that, or is there a different way you're going?
Yes. First of all, with respect to just projections, it's actually closer than I thought. And I want to, man, I'm going to get sucked into this, aren't I? I have Verlander actually given his price like much closer to Cole than I thought it was going to be. And the other thing is, I really thought that Musgrove was going to rate higher. He's just not. I mean, he's just below these guys, and I'm getting this DeGrom play is starting to annoy me a little bit. Only because I don't see him getting owned. I have it like 13% ownership.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are you hoping for here? You know.
And by the way, you were correct that Edmund, they just released the lineup. I don't know. Somehow you're ahead of the.
See, I know everything.
You released it at 6:02 Eastern, and you said it at 6:02.
That's
so
it.
How you got it?
That's why I get paid the big bucks. I know all about the Dodger lineup situation.
Yeah, it's no Edmund in it, so that's something to think about. I'm sorry, I lost that. So Verlander, I don't really have interest in DeGrom personally, but I get it. Like, it's certainly he could get there in, I don't know what number of pitches even we're gonna give him. Like, I don't know.
Did they even say he's on a pitch count?
Oh, he's kind of just still coming back from the injury. They'd be psychotic to not let him go.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
60 pitches his only start. I think he'll throw 75 would be, to me, the ceiling. Maybe he gets to 80 as a ceiling.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's so it's interesting because I'm totally cool just going the other way. And in fact, when I built through SaberSim and I was trying to just let it do its thing, it was giving me a hell of a lot of Seattle on the other side of DeGrom. And I don't think that's the worst idea in the world. Like I mentioned, it's been the third worst bullpen in baseball this season. And there is a chance that DeGrom is not right. Like, I mean, he's pitched once and he didn't look good. I don't know why we have to assume he's going to be old Jacob DeGrom. At least I don't know why I have to assume that. It's not that he didn't look good. Let me rephrase it. He didn't look like the DeGrom of old. It happened to be against this exact same team, so it's back-to-back starts against the same team. I can see that. I don't know. I can kind of see it. And Seattle's super cheap, so I don't know if I like a full 5-man, but certainly don't mind getting to a 3-man. And I actually have one 5-man stack of them, so that's what I'm doing. I'm not really. I have DeGrom in some of my, none of my bigger buy-ins. I might end up with one with him with Verlander because where I need to save some money because there's not really a lot of options to save. But I don't love the DeGrom idea personally. That's just me.
I'm just saying with the projections, I'm not playing that much of him either. As a matter of fact, I mean, to your point, pretty sure Seattle's my second highest owned stack. So yeah, that's where I am right now. At least I'll probably run it.
Look at this. Look, we're both on the Seattles. That's crazy.
Yeah. And the first one is we'll go back to the thing we talked about earlier. My highest owned right now is San Francisco.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully my guys don't get pinch hit for, and hope listen, Waka's he's been striking out like 25% of guys. I mean, he's been good.
He's been good.
He's
been good, but I'm inclined to agree with you that San Francisco is a great stack. I'm sort of still figuring out what I want to do in terms of overall stacks, but The Dodgers, San Francisco are the two that I have notes to get more of, and then Atlanta, Houston as the chalky ones that I like. And then I also got the pieces of Arizona, KC, and New York spread throughout things. I am Xing out the Boston game. The weather, it's not like it's not bad enough to where that's the reason why. I'm not Xing it out. Okay, if I end up with a one-off, it's possible. But this has been one of the worst like hitting condition games in Fenway all season, and you have the total reflects it. It looked like a potential game stack to me, and now I don't know. Maybe I'm letting weather affect me a little too much. It's 60 degrees and 15-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from center field. Just feels like maybe we could do something else. So I'm not on that one. I'm on probably too many other stacks, but the heaviest for me are Giants, Dodgers, Atlanta, Houston as of right now. And again, Arizona's going to be low owned. I like attacking that spot too.
As far as my pitching goes, I just don't know what to do with the DeGrom thing. I do have 63% Cole. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he's my highest owned. And then I have all these guys that I don't feel particularly good about, I mean, I guess I shouldn't feel that bad about Verlander, but I don't know. I just want to play Cole. That's it. I don't want to play anybody else.
I'm not. I don't disagree with you, by the way. So, one other thing that's been different that did come out that I think is worth noting is Baltimore's lineup is they're cheap. You've got right in the. Let me just look at their order here. They've got Rivera, who's 2,400, batting fifth, who's good against lefties. They've got Mayo, who's 2K flat, batting seventh. He's also only third base eligible, unfortunately. Austin Slater is batting second. Now these guys are all major pinch hit risks, but they also are. And Slater's 2,400, batting second. So I think getting to some Baltimore is. I think you could do a lot worse things than get to Baltimore tonight. I guess put it that way. So that was one thing that even if I'm not stacking Baltimore, I'm finding them showing up as my mini stacks quite a bit because of the pricing. So I did want to point those out because that is where some of the value is. And for what it's worth, the rest of the Dodger lineup is pretty much as you'd expect. Rojas is in. People were thinking he was going to be out. Kike's in, but he's batting ninth. Everything else is pretty solid for the Dodgers tonight. So we'll see if they have the hangover, the making the postseason hangover, and the hangover from maybe a literal hangover after flying cross country while drinking champagne that I was watching them drink at 4 p.m. So I don't know how much the party continued, but I'm still rolling with it. It's just too good of a spot. What were you say?
This DeGrom thing just has to be like a lemon. Like it's we play GPPs for ceiling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like playing basketball players on a minutes limit, like.
Yeah, I hear you. I can't see like I said. I agree 100% with you. That's what I'm treating it the same way, But I see it. I see people popping up with it. They can have it. I'm good. I'm good where I'm at personally.
What have people been saying about it? I haven't really watched anything today.
I've heard people. I haven't heard anything that's much other than that people are speculating. They love to speculate that for some reason a guy's going to get a number of pitches that I just don't see any team in baseball. And in fact, in history, it really just doesn't happen. Just look at what's happening. This man is chronically injured for a team with no chance to make the postseason. I don't even know why he's pitching at all, to be honest with you, except for that he probably wants to. I mean, they've got him up around 79 pitches on SaberSim. I wouldn't be surprised if that number was hit. I would be shocked if it exceeded that number. That to me is the ceiling pitches for him. I don't see it getting much higher. And can he do it in 80 pitches? Yeah, but we don't even know who he is right now. Like he hasn't pitched. He's pitched like 5 games in the last 2.5 years. So I personally just think it's there's a lot of pitchers with upside. Some of them are going to miss. Charlie Morton might miss, but I love the play. Gallen might miss, but there's certainly the upside there. Burns obviously has the upside. Cole has the upside. Even Verlander has the upside. George Kirby has the upside. Even Waka, who we mentioned. I just see there's so many other guys that I personally would limit my exposure to DeGrom. That's just my take. Now, if you're playing like a 150 in the $11, I wouldn't mind being near the field with him in that if you are maxing out. But I just think like playing him, I just don't see a way you're getting a huge advantage by playing him unless he somehow strikes out like the first 8 guys of the game, which is on the table, just unlikely.
Right.
And D Pope is asking, should I late swap before the Texas versus Seattle game? You should late swap as often, as Sheets always points out, you should late swap as often as you can. Every extra decision you make, every extra informed decision you make is an advantage that other players are not taking advantage of. Sorry, Sheets, I hate speaking for you, but is that
no? I'm with you. Let me update these Dodgers. Let me just see, because I don't think I ran the lineups with the Dodgers in them yet. Let's see something. Players, Dodgers. Let me just see something. Yeah, I'm going to run another one. I just want to make sure I get this right. So Rojas is in.
Yeah.
But Edmund is out. It looks like, is Muncy in? It looks like Muncy is in.
Yeah, Muncy's batting 8th.
Muncy is batting 8th. So 8, 7, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. And then Edmund is out. So I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm gonna trust this. I'm gonna leave. Should I X DeGrom out? I don't think I'm gonna X him out.
I just want to go back to this point that I think I can't get away from today, just because I keep thinking it really I do think this really matters. That there is value, like, yeah, there's pinch hit risk, but there's so much value out there because this is what happens in September baseball that I really think, like, I have a lineup. I have a Dodgers stack that includes like Ohtani, Betts, and also I have a Baltimore combined with a Baltimore stack that also has Gunnar Henderson, who's 6,400 or 6,300 or whatever. And I'm playing Cole and Burns in that lineup. You know what I mean? Like, it's, if I can get that 3 6K plus hitters and Cole and Burns and be comfortable with my lineup, I feel pretty good about that. So I think you can play the hitters you want. I don't think you need to spend down in pitching unless you specifically want to stack Houston and Atlanta together. And even then, there's Houston's got a couple of cheap bats too. Atlanta has some cheapish bats, but not quite as cheap. D Pope with another question. For a 20 max, should I have like 5% of those good real life pitchers and then make sure I'm getting 40% of Cole? I don't know about the percentage you'd go. I mean, like, for me, I'll say that I'm probably going to have Cole in more than half my lineups, maybe right around half. And then I'm mixing and matching a lot of these other guys, but the Musgrove, the Burns, the Gallen, I'm sort of mixing and matching those pieces, even Kirby. One guy who I threw into one decent sized buy-in lineup. I'm just going to be honest with it. Okay. This guy's been good in the minor leagues, horrible in the major leagues so far. They obviously haven't faced him before. I have one Mason Black lineup, and it seems so stupid. I'm probably not going to end up with more than one, but he's in one of decent sized buy-in. I might take it down. I might end up just making him in the smaller one, but Mason Black is 5,500 for the Giants. And there are some people out there who think he has some decent stuff. He's had unfortunate matchups for the most part, but even when had good matchups, he's been bad. And he was sort of pitching like as a relief pitcher. Then now he's been, he's sort of starting now since he came back at the end of August. I'll give it a shot against 5,500, but that's really the one fringy play that I'm making.
We don't have Yankee in lineup out, right?
No Yankee lineup. And I think the Yankees are going to be super low owned. And I think that the Dodgers would have been much lower owned if their lineup didn't come out already. And I actually think the Dodgers still might end up being a little bit overlooked. I don't know. They shouldn't be, but it's possible. I'm just going to take a quick look at the projections update in terms of ownership. I'm going to share this screen actually while I'm doing this, just so give people a little look. Sheets, did you? So Sheets does his projections a lot differently, D Pope. I don't know if there's like a straight answer for how many min uniques did you get to today. That's what was the question, but I don't know how to answer that.
That's a very interesting question because we just had a session with Jordan where we're from SaberSim, where, well, first of all, I should let everybody know that the new version of SaberSim is going to be available on the on the TrueDFS page for those subscribers who access it starting next week. And the other thing is that one of the things that the new thing does is it does apparently a better job of giving you the amount of uniques, of min uniques that you need, so that you don't need to really manually change them that much. So that is some good news. So I'm now using the new system, so I'm not forcing in min uniques maybe anymore. But that's the answer to that question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's interesting because we're still using the old version on our thing, but we'll have the new one for those of you guys who are members. We will have the updated SaberSim as of Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to say that's the plan. If it ends up taking a little bit longer, bear with us, but we will have the new stuff. And we are at some point we probably should record another thing with Jordan and just talk through the new changes and everything for the people. I know they've done it on their site, so if you want to check out the SaberSim version, but we can certainly try to do that. But yeah, I'm, for whatever reason, I'm all on the West Coast teams today. I don't know. And it's one of the last big baseball days of the year we have next week, but then the weekend ones I don't play. So for me, this is like one of the last chances to get the money back, to be honest, unfortunately for baseball. And I feel pretty good about where I'm at the moment. All right. Any other questions or thoughts, guys? I've got a little more building, but not a whole bunch of other stuff to go through. We're still waiting on some lineups, as Sheets mentioned.
Just the Yankees at this point, right?
It's the Yankees, and I believe the Yankees. Oh yeah, it is just the Yankees. You're right. You're ahead of me on this stuff. Usually, I'm ahead on when the lineups are out, but you seem to have it all figured out today. By the way, sneaky stack. Dodgers bullpen game, maybe not a stack. I don't love stacking bullpen games, especially for a team that just got like a huge stadium downgrade. But, look, if you're playing the late slate, play some Colorado is what I would say. Dodgers bullpen has really been struggling, and they're starting Ryan Brazier. He's not going to pitch more than a couple innings at the most. Probably only gets one. I don't even know who they're going to use as the long man if they even use one. Kind of a weird situation here. And for what it's worth, the Dodgers now, in terms of who needs to there's a lot of teams left that need to win. The Braves, the Mets, the Phillies. I'm just naming everybody who needs to win, whether on the slate or not. Brewers, Cubs. Cubs need to just win everything out basically. But the Padres, Diamondbacks, Dodgers are all in big spots as well. And in the American League, it's mostly just Yankees, Orioles, Royals, Twins, and Mariners. Those are the teams. I'm not counting the teams that are up by 6 games with however many left to play. There's only 10 left. It's basically no chance. And the Dodgers are up 4 now on San Diego. So they close the season. They have the series coming up next with San Diego, and that's they don't close the season, I shouldn't say, but that's going to be basically determines. I mean, they have a good cushion to play in the West. Hopefully they'll sweep Colorado and it won't be an issue, but that could be a very big series.
Well, I'm not gonna commit to this DeGrom thing for a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna have to have some Burns, I guess. What other pitches? Don't really need to have pitchers from these early games except for
Burns.
I guess I have Morton too, huh?
Burns and Morton, yeah. Burns, Morton, and then if you're feeling frisky, either Sanchez or Peterson, but that's not my style. Although SaberSim really wanted to give me Sanchez quite a bit, so I might end up with one lineup with him.
Yeah.
So,
well, let me just keep the system going. I'll tell you who I'm playing on FanDuel.
Oh yeah.
FanDuel is going to be Braves, Phillies with Verlander. That's my
Braves and Phillies with Verlander. Okay.
So there's that. It's not particularly earth-shattering.
I like the Phillies idea, though. It's just you can't do it on DraftKings. Like those guys are expensive.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Without a lot of salary relief, one piece. That's it.
I put the if everybody cares, I put the Xfinity sheets up for those of you who are watching that. And I guess that's pretty much it. As far as this weekend, I will see you Sunday at 11, where we go over the last builds for the Sunday slate. It's a very concentrated slate, man, with those key games. It's
yeah.
I mean, I try my best to invent ways that other games can go off. Now you got Herbert, who's had a high ankle sprain.
Yep.
I don't know if he's going to play.
I know.
Keeps that game down as well, as if he was going to be down. It was going to be down anyway.
If Herbert doesn't play, they might literally not be able to score a point against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, they would play with Easton Stick would be the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, you'll get some sort of, it's a weird slate because you have so many afternoon games, and basically almost all of the good games are in the afternoon outside of Philly, New Orleans, and Houston, Minnesota, depending on how you feel, I guess, about Chicago, Indy. But you've got Detroit, Arizona, Baltimore, Dallas, the Seattle side of everything, which is super cheap against Miami. The running backs or without their quarterback. So I feel like you're going to have a lot of late swapping going on this weekend, I think.
Yep.
All right, man.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're still going to get another opportunity, maybe not that many more, to play a low-owned Jamison Williams in an incredible game environment.
I love that. Love the play. All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll get out of here. Say good luck. I'll be in the Discord if anybody has any thoughts or questions or anything. Sheets, have a great Friday, and I look forward to seeing you Sunday. Hopefully, we can have a big weekend. It's my daughter's birthday today, my dad's birthday on Sunday, so I'm hoping the good vibes pour on in for me here.
Excellent. Okay.